The Angle Slam Podcast.
Hello. Hi again. It's still us.
It's still us. We're still here.
Yeah, we're just doing other stuff.
So this is kind of our first new podcast where it's just wrestling stuff. First Angle Slam
yes,
podcast.
Welcome to Angle Slam. Yeah.
Yes. I hope you liked our new and improved intro.
Yeah. It's kind of got a twist from an old intro. Yeah. There you go.
It's all wrestling now, and we're just basically doing each monthly pay-per-view. And we were going to start with Backlash, but we decided to go for a kind of like a test run with this Greatest Royal Rumble that we've just had.
It'd be stupid not to, because they made it quite a big deal.
Yeah, and we'll give it a go, we'll give our opinions and everything. Obviously, spoiler alert, obviously we're getting into details, so you need to watch the pay-per-view first.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. We're hoping to get this on more than just social media. We're hoping to get it on proper podcast platforms as well.
I probably should have asked this before we started recording. You haven't watched it all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you hadn't earlier today. Well, we didn't really want to start with deaths. We will do deaths, but purely wrestling. It just so happens someone wrestling face died.
Yeah, it's quite a big name.
Yes, the legend, that's Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
Which was before our time, but... And I kind of knew he was a big deal in a way. I got a bigger idea of it when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame, because they made such a big deal out of that. It was unreal.
Yeah.
And the history of him, personally, I think he should be held in a bigger regard than Hulk Hogan ever was. Hogan was the kind of mascot for it, but what Bruno did...
Bruno was like the workhorse, I suppose.
Bruno everyone kind of goes, oh, yeah, we love Hulk Hogan because he paved the way to what wrestling is today. It's like, well, Bruno's the one who paved the way for Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy who... I hate it when they say one person can sell out an arena, because I still don't believe it can. You need a whole show. People aren't just going to turn to watch John Cena or not Roman Reigns either.
No.
But back in that era, I can kind of understand why they say Bruno Sammartino could sell out places, and to do it to Madison Square Garden, that's an impressive thing.
Yeah, definitely.
In that era, repeatedly sell out Madison Square Garden because people wanted to see Bruno. Same with that, again, in the Attitude Era, not one person, I think, sold out an arena, but everyone did buy tickets to see Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's common knowledge. Yeah. And now it was for Bruno.
Yeah.
So he's not like he was a heart attack or anything.
I think he was just old age, 82 or something.
Yeah, he was in his 80s.
Yeah, I think he's probably just old age.
So, it was almost weird that when we do this, one of the biggest legends of all time is gone. So it kind of makes sense to honour this to him.
Yeah, definitely. Our test run is for you, Bruno.
Yeah. So, see you, Bruno.
We'll carry on the pay-per-view. We're going to try our absolute best to keep it under an hour.
Yeah, it should be shorter, but we do like to talk wrestling a lot.
So, we kick in with the first match, which was
Triple H John
Cena. Yeah, I was surprised it started with that.
I was as well.
Considering Cena, obviously the reaction I knew he was going to get in that place.
Yeah, it was even the build-up to the start. I mean, I knew it was a big deal anyway, huge arena. Not a risk as such, but it's like, how different is this going to be pop-wise because of how do they feel about that culture-wise?
Yeah, we've still got plenty of pops for the right stuff. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that the ground floor was pretty much empty. Yeah. And that was all down...
I thought, what a waste of space.
I think it was all down to, like, the rich and famous and the princes and all that kind of stuff. They basically don't want the common muck being with them. Well, I think that's what it was. If you see, they all had, like, lounger chairs and everything. And some of the time I was getting quite annoyed, really, because a lot of them weren't even looking at the match. They were the backs turned and all this kind of stuff. I was just like, guys, come on. At least just sit there and watch the freaking thing. Yeah,
they were kind of like the royalty political side of the country who, like, we've saved these chairs for you because you're the top dogs. Again, it's in the culture, but it's like they seemed like they were turning up because they felt it was like a publicity thing.
Well, they're making money off it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, they made it a big deal. I mean, even the stage setup, I was thinking, they're making it like it's almost a WrestleMania deal.
Find out how long it was as well.
Yeah, it was like a WrestleMania-led show as well. And, it cost about $20 million to do, lots of pyro, but WWE got like $200 million out of this.
Yeah, so, I know it's a good business decision.
Yeah, and this is what we're here for. There's news that I've just found out. Apparently in November, they're doing another one, the Greatest Survivor Series.
In the same place?
I think it's in the same country. I don't know if it's the same place. I'd imagine it'd be the same place.
Oh, okay.
Which is great for us UK fans. It means we got another 5 PM start one.
True.
So we don't have to wait till the early hours of the morning. So, it's obviously worked on their part. And but
I think it worked as good as I could expect it to.
Yeah, it went exactly the way I thought it would. how the show's perceived wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah. Triple H, John Cena.
Standard. And predictable outcome, I suppose. We knew that Cena's going to win because the pop he was getting, and we know that he's like the poster boy, so it's kind of... With the way they react to things and their involvement in this company is obviously probably a little bit lesser than us.
Yeah.
Cena's the kind of one they root for.
I think
he was bound to win.
Yeah, I think it was there for like a fun opener because the weird thing about this pay-per-view was obviously there was some degree of build-up with some matches, but with things like Triple H on Cena, it was like, it's a star power match. And to me, it seemed a lot of the moves and movements of them were quite slow.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a standard match. It wasn't terrible, but it was just... I can't pick anything out that I can really remember that goes, that was a good match.
No, it seemed...
happened, didn't it, really?
It was one of those where I don't know what the time... Well, I know the time difference, but I don't know what the travelling arrangements were there, so... I'm not making excuses here, but I don't know how tired people were in the locker rooms. It might have been Triple H's age showing a little bit.
Maybe.
Or one thing you don't keep in mind is that yes, it was a stadium with the roof open, but it's either going to be really hot or really cold there, because it's a desert pretty much. So they might not want it to move too much because they'd just be exhausted straight away.
Yeah, true.
But it was still an okay match.
It was all right,
it got the ball rolling.
And then he took the mic afterwards, didn't he? And then the one thing is that it doesn't matter what's going on in my personal life. I
why did you have to write that?
That's what I said. It's the first thing I said. It's like, why do you have to tell us that? So we know what's going on in your personal life. Do you have to really mention... You didn't directly mention Nikki, but you kind of did in a back
end.
Hinted it. You don't need to.
Yeah.
We know shit's going on and it's serious. We know you're still busy doing your job. You don't need to mention it. It's kind of like... fuck her, I'm doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, it was...
And I didn't really need him to say it.
Maybe it was a kind of a safety net... Not a safety net as such, but he knew... Well, because of the culture, no women would be there. So Nikki wasn't there. So it might have been one of those kind of different things like, she's not even here, I can say what the fuck I want. While praising this country. It's weird. It's kind of like me going out saying, oh, thank you so much for everything you like. If I was leaving work. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I love you guys. I love working with you. Despite, being shafted on the broken finger thing. But why? I didn't have to mention it. I could have just said, cheers, all the best, see you. So...
Yeah, standard opener.
Then it was the Cruiserweight.
Yes, Cruiserweight. That was pretty good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I quite liked it.
It's just the crowd didn't get into it.
No.
And I was thinking, if they paid attention to this...
It was a good match.
Yeah, it was
solid.
Right.
It wasn't like the best I've ever seen, but it was a good, solid, serviceable match.
A lot of proper,
decent spots.
Yeah, planned
the jump off the top rope a couple of times that were good.
There was one Kalisto did where it seemed he jumped over the top rope, landed on the second rope, and then flipped out, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
There was a lot of planned spikes, so it made you go, oh, fucking hell. So I thought it was a good match, but I don't know, the crowd again was just either conserving energy or just not, we don't know who these guys are, Sodom.
Yeah. And then obviously Alexander retained.
Yeah. I
suppose that's the right move, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Kalisto's had it, but it wouldn't have made much sense. You need to give Cedric a little bit more of a reign, I think. Yeah. Then there's the Raw Tag titles.
Yes, Raw Tag titles. So obviously they're vacant because someone had to go to school.
Yeah,
so
let's not go into that.
So it was the Bar versus
Bray Wyatt
Bray match, which the match itself wasn't.
It's another standard one, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just another standard match, but the right people won.
Yeah.
Because I think it's good. I'm glad that Matt and Bray won. I'm interested in this storyline, this joinery of these two together. Mm-hmm. I'm actually interested to see where it goes. So having them as tag champs, I think it elevates them a bit more. And they seem to be working quite well as a team, and they seem like they're perfectly on the same page. I'm interested.
Yeah. The only knock I'd probably give on it was... Never a point in the match did I think, actually the Bar could come out and do this. But at the same time, the offensive by Matt and Bray wasn't exactly convincing me that they were going to beat them, kind of thing. It was just kind of like, you do a move, I'll do a move, wait for finishes, and that was it.
It was just a house show match, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose it was. Again, it was always going to be a struggle with a pay-per-view that hasn't got it's not a proper... slot on the card,
it's just like a bonus thing.
Yeah, and it's the build-up to go straight from WrestleMania to you got 3 weeks till Saudi Arabia. It's not much of a build-up.
No. I mean, like I say, solid match, right people won.
New Raw Tag Champs.
Yeah,
so you can't
I'm happy with that. I mean, either way, yeah.
But you're going to get that either way. But it wouldn't have made sense.
It's new. because they've not actually held them together.
Yeah, brand new. Maybe this is the way Sheamus bows out, because I know he needs surgery for his neck problems. Because I was surprised he was still about after WrestleMania. Because they've got to be careful with neck injuries. If they're that careful with the likes of Daniel Bryan and Edge, there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing the same with Sheamus. Then there was the US title match.
Yes, so it was Jinder versus Jeff.
There was a weird spot in it where I think Jeff missed something completely.
Yeah, that miss. It was a complete miss.
And Jinder still sold it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I know. So it's like, what happened there? And then suddenly he just falls over. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, my God.
That was a real bad box, that was.
Yeah.
It's like, mate, it's clear that he made the miss. Don't sell it like it happened.
Just go, all right, improvise.
Just lock up a quick second, just into his ear and just go, do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it was Jeff who just missed or Jinder was in the wrong place. Again, whatever the plan was between Jeff and Jinder, someone would have said, sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah.
I know it's easy to get on the bus of, fuck Jinder. If it was a Jinder fuck up, it'd be like, oh, this is why he wasn't ever ready for the title push this year.
No. Although I will say I'm happy. I'm fine with him being in the US title picture because that's where he's fine to be. That's what they should have built him up towards, not build him up to the WWE Championship, as we've said many times. But I think putting him in around that area is absolutely fine. If you're going to build him slowly, that's fine.
In some elements, he's the perfect heel for this kind of non-kayfabe.
Yeah, because everybody wants a non-American heel as a United States champion because it's just... You love to hate them, and then you want them dethroned.
Well, yeah, but it's not only that. I mean, it struggles now because it's non-kayfabe. When someone's a really good bad guy, back in like the 80s, actually, if he was a really good bad guy, you'd want to boo him. Now it's like, look how well he's doing with that character. I really like him. That's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
With Jinder, he's not actually that bad of a wrestler. He's not great, but he's not bad. So for someone who can kind of hold his own in the ring, and is actually booed is a heel and is actually booed. He's actually the kind of perfect package in that.
Yeah, he's doing the right job.
So yeah, it's like they hate me. I can do what I say I can do to a degree, and they're meant to hate me. What's not to like about what I'm doing? I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
So
what happened to the other Singh brother?
He's injured.
Who injured him?
It was probably an Orton thing. Yeah, after all those throws on the commentator table. I think he broke his arm or something. I'm not sure. But he should be back soon. I've just got used to the one for now.
Like I said, I think it's just a standard kind of iffy match. And again, the right person won, keeping Jeff for the title.
Yeah. And then a lot of these title matches were thrown in to go, this pay-per-view's so big, every belt's going to be on the line. Apart from the women's,
of course. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it did feel weird not having.
Yeah, it did. Even not having Stephanie show up
just
or whatnot.
Nothing.
Because there wasn't any like backstage segments either, was there?
No, there was nothing. There was that promo video about the co-brand stuff, and I didn't like that promo video at all because it was just like singing and it was just really cheesy. But apparently, even then, there was people complaining because of the Carmella that appeared on the screen.
God, they're so dicky. I don't want to offend anyone there, but it's just...
It's a package video. You know, they're not there.
It's a package video, and personally, you got your thing, but I don't understand. That's all I'm going to say.
We never...
There was actually backstage segments, I remember, because I remember that for a bit, there was a long gap.
Yeah, there was.
Nothing.
I skipped it.
Apparently,
I was just like, what's going on? I just kept skipping shit. Apparently, I want to get to the matches.
Yeah, there was an interview with Daniel Bryan and somebody else, I can't remember now. But apparently, they did stop for, like, prayer time. I think that's what they had to do. So the show had to be cut and stop. They had a little prayer time, so they had to go back to the panel. And
I just skipped through most of that.
Yeah, it was about 15 minutes, wasn't it? So no wonder it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
Then there was the SmackDown Tag Titles, which again just was thrown in there.
And again, it was longer than the one at Mania,
but almost exactly the same.
It just didn't get the momentum I wanted.
Yeah. I
was waiting. It was slowly getting there. I was thinking, right, this is going to get good real soon. And then before it got really good, it was over. Yeah.
The problem is as well, like, it had the potential because again, the Usos and Harper and Rowan worked together before. Had incredible matches. The problem is in American soil and all that. They've been doing this storyline that includes Naomi.
Obviously, you
can't be there.
I think that was what the missus said as well. She said, well, obviously Naomi's not getting involved.
Yeah, it takes the dynamic away. The other thing is, after the match was over, I kind of thought, right, obviously at WrestleMania, the New Day were involved in that. I think if you took the New Day out of the WrestleMania match, you would have seen exactly the same match at the Greatest Royal Rumble that happened at WrestleMania. I think all the same spots that probably... Well, yeah. Again, at Mania, Bludgeon Brothers had more offence than the Rumble did, because I had to make it seem like, maybe the Usos could win them back. But again, I never really bought it for a second.
No, because you're not... I mean, they've been building up the Bludgeon Brothers for a while now, this, like, unstoppable force on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So when they win the titles, that was expected, and you're not going to have them lose their first title defence. It's just not going to happen. I think they're the kind of people that if you're going to build them up like this, you need to keep them with the titles for a while. You need to keep them at least until SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah, as a
to the point where,
team.
Yeah, when someone has to take them on, it's going to be someone like the likes of Sanity, where you finally get their comeuppance with someone that can actually take them down.
Well, yeah, the draft changes things, because now that the Bar are on SmackDown, I'd be fine with seeing the Bar versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
But the Bludgeon Brothers need to stay champions until at least SummerSlam. Because
without spoiling too much right now and getting ahead of ourselves, I was expecting a lot more title changes at the show.
Yes.
But there wasn't really. So it was one of those with the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers. The way the championship match has been going is like, maybe this is the one where the belts just get thrown back. But it weren't. It was unfortunately the piss break match of the show, in my opinion.
Show. Yeah, it really was.
But then was the ladder match.
Yeah, the Intercontinental ladder match. That was...
It delivered.
Yeah, I would go as far as to say it was probably the match of the night.
It wasn't as brutal as I thought it would be.
But between that and, I'd say, the Rumble match... Because I quite enjoyed the Rumble match. We'll get to it later.
Yeah.
I think it was better than I was thinking it was going to be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the Intercontinental ladder match got, obviously, Seth, Balor, Miz, and Joe were just randomly thrown in there.
Yeah, I put a cheeky bet on Joe because I thought, why not? I thought it might be one of those things where he takes it to Backlash and defends it against Roman or something.
Yeah.
But obviously not the case. Again, I said it wasn't as brutal, but by the end of the match, I think the only one who didn't have some degree of bruises up and down his body was The Miz. The Miz looked pretty battered and he was bleeding by the end of the match. Seth had a huge bruise over his torso.
He did,
and Joe, I think he took one on the chin and was out for a good 10 minutes.
And then we did get a coup de grace onto Joe while he was lying on the ladder. That was quite a good spot.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match.
I mean, the ending came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I just kind of sat and went... I don't think I've ever seen that happen in a ladder match before, where it's that quick. Because normally they're like, it's the last person there, they crawl to the top and get it, or there's two people at the top and one falls down. It literally looked like Balor was there, and then Seth just jumped out of nowhere, grabbed it and fell off, and said, as if to say, "Fuck you, it's mine."
Yeah,
it was so quick and shocking. I actually quite liked it because it was different.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it before.
Every character in that match did what they needed to do. Miz trying to sneak away, like, should we team up, or I'm just going to squirm out here. Joe was brutal when he had the ladder or when he didn't have a ladder.
Yeah.
The Finn thing, the fact, again, like you said, Finn was climbing and Seth just springboard, I'm up, I've got the belt, job done.
Didn't even stay up there, just like drop straight down.
Yeah. Finn's shock on his face, well, I was thinking, right, this might build up to a look back into the Finn-Seth rivalry, or will it, now that I think... I don't know, Finn's by himself now, isn't he? Because the club's gone.
They're gone.
I was thinking maybe Finn could look at turning heel again, because I think they tried it about 6 months back with the club and it wasn't really working.
No.
But he is capable, because he did it in New Japan and he was one of the most hated people there. So he is capable. It depends.
But the problem is,
the PG thing.
It will suffer the same effect as the Kevin Owens thing.
Yeah, possibly.
But like, Kevin Owens is a fantastic heel. But I can never fully buy into the heel stuff because I love him so much, and we all love him so much because of how good he is and how great he is a heel and everything he does.
Yeah.
Love him.
The unfortunate thing is, I think as part of his there's obviously elements between character and reality. With Kevin Owens, he admits as part of his character, like, I'll do whatever it takes to provide for my family. I'll step on your neck. I'll crush you. And yeah, the character part of that's meant to be, oh, what I do? She's like, yeah, we all need to provide for a family, but not. You don't destroy people at other people's expense, kind of thing. When the reality side is he is a very family man, and everyone's obviously going to love that about him. It's like he loves his son, he loves his wife. He's that's almost the face part of Kevin, and with kayfabe being such a lack of nowadays, it's like, oh yeah, we know Kevin's character's a heel, but. He's a good man.
We know he's a good man. Yeah.
So that's the unfortunate thing.
Ladder match was good. And then what was
the WWE Championship?
Oh yeah, WWE.
Sorry, no, my mistake. It was Rusev Taker.
Oh yeah.
in the cast.
Was it?
Yeah, I think the...
No, it wasn't. WWE, then it was Rusev Taker, and then it was Universal.
You sure?
I think so.
It doesn't matter.
No. Hold on. Bear with me.
I thought the title matches were the 2 last on.
I swear that the Taker one was after, because the last thing I watched last night was the WWE match, and then I think the first thing I watched was Taker Rusev this morning.
Okay, we'll go that way. It might have been my mistake, but yeah,
Nakamura vs AJ, the rematch with Nakamura full heel this time. His new intro music. I'm on the fence about whether I like it.
I'm on the fence, but I get what they're doing.
Yeah, because it's more heel-like.
But it's also the heel thing of like, you can't really do the sing-along thing because you got the band singing it, and it's such a like, oh, you've taken this away from us now as well, you douche.
Apparently I found out as well, someone translated what that rapper guy was saying, it's something to do with hitting people in the nuts.
Ah, fair enough.
I was like, right, okay, so...
I think the character thing helped this time, and it was slightly better than the WrestleMania matches.
Slightly better, however, still not amazing, and I would say the ending was just completely wrong. A count-out match at a WWE Championship match, I just don't... I don't get that.
I think they made it a build-up, because obviously I think they even made it that night that they're building up to another match at Backlash. The only thing I said was, because again the way the match ended showed that AJ was now letting out his aggressive side on Shinsuke, adds another dynamic to the rivalry. The only thing I will say is that at Backlash, now they've fought each other twice in ordinary matches, there needs to be a stipulation.
Yes.
I don't know what.
They need to juice it up a bit.
The way the match ended at the Rumble, make it no odds barred or something. Mm-hmm. Just so they can go...
Even if it was just simple no DQ. Just
no DQ, no
anything
count out.
Just to juice the puppy up a little bit.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 will be fine.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't surprise me if at Backlash Shinsuke walks out with the championship.
Yeah, I mean, he is ready. Mm-hmm. It's just that they need to have a better match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the moment, the feud's kind of just all right. And considering how great these two are together, and the fact that it's the WWE Championship, I'm expecting a bit more.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they keep it just regular. It wouldn't surprise me with the way the storyline's been going, is that when the ref's distracted at some point in the match at Backlash, Shinsuke hits the low blow and wins that way, which would be ironic because that's how AJ won his first WWE Championship against Ambrose.
Yeah, true.
So it'd be like, what goes around comes around.
I think, to be honest, it would be a low blow and then he'll be on his knees and then he'll just Kinshasa him. Just at the point where the ref's getting back up.
And then get the 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
But yeah, I mean...
I'd be fine with it.
I can't really pick apart anything that I really remember that much.
No,
I remember him jumping for the forearm, missing, and almost hitting the ref. I remember that.
Yeah, that was the bit that stood out to me.
Yeah, and then he got the low blow straight after, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing overly amazing, to be honest. He didn't get Styles Clash at all.
No, but even in the promo package beforehand, it obviously showed highlights of their Mania match, and I was looking at it thinking, I don't remember these amount of spots in their Mania match.
But they're picking the best bits.
Well, yeah, they obviously are, but even with this match, I'm thinking, I think you'd struggle to do a package for this match. Yeah. Despite it being, I think, slightly better due to Shinsuke's change of character. So, yeah, again, it was one of them, draw. Yeah. Then the casket match.
So we got, Undertaker versus Rusev, which for a while didn't look like it was going to be happening. Because it seemed like, they're going to put him against Rusev, and then, Rusev's not doing it, it's going to be Jericho, and then it's back to Rusev again. And apparently the whole thing was a work. For a while I bought into it thinking, that's Rusev gone then, he's obviously not happy, and they're not doing what they need to do with him, so they're just burying him, so he's going to leave. And then he got back into the Taker match, and I found out that, I checked a few sources, and it's all a work.
Yeah.
Apparently they've got a big plan, or a decent plan for Rusev.
Good.
So, yeah.
I mean, I was wondering how if Rusev Day would be as popular in Saudi Arabia, and it had a big.
Yeah, I was worried that it wouldn't either, but yeah,
as soon as Aiden English came out,
good pop.
It went the way I thought it would go, but
I mean, come on, he's going against Taker. There's no way he's winning.
I mean, Taker. In some cases...
He lasted longer than Cena.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I was like, this is already... Because Rusev was doing the Kevin Owens thing at first. Kept sliding out the ring.
Yeah.
I was thinking, right, this is already 3 times longer than Cena's match at WrestleMania. There was some parts of it where... it's hard to tell with Taker's age now if he's in a good shape or not, just by appearance.
He looks tired, personally. Yeah. I mean, every single time he's out, the missus is saying... He just looks tired.
I'm always concerned for his well-being.
Yes, it's the same. It's like, I'm worried he's really going to hurt himself.
Yeah, at one point, when he had Rusev in the corner, he was throwing the punches, and I seen him lose his balance, and he had to grab to the top rope. I thought,
this is a shade of what could be happening.
When he started going for the leg drop on the apron, I thought, there's no way he could do it. Because at WrestleMania 32, when I saw him against Shane, he hit the leg drop and then almost just fell straight in his ass.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's going to do it again. But he nailed it. And I was like, all right, fair enough. But thinking to myself, don't get too cocky. You know, you're 54 years old or whatnot.
I did like the fact that he didn't even entertain the fact of Tombstone and Rusev, so he did 8 instead.
Yeah, I thought he can't lift him.
No.
He just can't lift him.
But I did like the fact that both Aiden and Rusev went in the casket.
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd just be Rusev who closed it and that would be the end.
Well, I did think that. Then I thought, when I saw the casket, I was like, is it big enough? Well, they managed to squeeze him in.
Imagine them having to lie there at the end when all the fireworks are going off and the music of The Undertaker, and they're lying and they're going, this is bollocks!
Yeah, they'll be spooning each other.
Plus, as well, I'm pretty sure that Aiden's neck is hurting a little bit because that tombstone...
I thought that when he was setting it up.
Yeah, I was thinking, because obviously, as stupid as this sound, the gusset area of the man has to be just about where the chin is for the Taker, and it was a lot lower, and I remember Aiden's head, it didn't hit it hard, it wasn't like an Austin moment.
No.
But it just about touched, it just about kissed the canvas.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And I think that might have ricocheted and hurt his neck a bit. Because it was slightly lower than it needed to be.
As he picked him up, I thought, is he in the right position? Mm-hmm. And then I was thinking, he is sort of above the knees. But then further look, he's like, no, he's like bang on the central.
He's on the level.
So he goes, this is going to be a risk. And he hit it, and I was like, I think he's okay, but who knows?
I know, I think it did touch.
Yeah.
But I don't know how hard.
Really. I mean, and Taker couldn't really sell the accolade very well. I noticed that. He was
like it was never in.
Over the entire time.
I was saying when I was watching it, I was like, is that even in? I was like, I'm pretty sure that he hasn't got it in yet.
He's got to stretch back.
Because his knees were still up.
Yeah.
And he has to get flat down, so it pulls him back. But he never really did that. So unless, of course, they've just decided, well, I can't take that strain because I'm too old.
Yeah, it might be something to do with his hip surgery. We don't know. I mean, the rumour on the street, or nowadays on the net, is the WWE are planning for Taker to have at least 4 or 5 matches this year.
What?
Which shocks me. I mean, he's already done 2, if you can call the Cena match 1.
Well, yeah, it's this year.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he'll probably be at the Greatest Survivor Series now, and maybe SummerSlam and something else. I remember speaking to a mutual friend of ours. He was thinking he put a cheeky bet on Rusev, and he said, "What a way for Rusev to go over." I was like, I agree if it was storyline wise, but if this just thrown
together. Yeah.
But the only way it would work now that they've announced that Taker's got more matches is if someone interfered and cost him the match. It helped Rusev win, and then that would build up to Taker's next match, which obviously didn't happen. It went the way everyone expected. Taker's in town.
Taker wins.
Didn't exactly bury Rusev, no pun intended, but it was that kind of...
No, I mean, Rusev got some reasonable offense in. It wasn't like it was a 2-minute match and he was in the casket and that was it.
Yeah, he showed he could hang with Taker.
Yeah, he did all right.
Which is now probably easier than it used to be, but it's like, he had his moment with the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then we had the Universal title, Lesnar versus Reigns in the cage.
It was exactly the same match, but in a cage, pretty much.
I suppose, but there was less F5s this time. There was more spears.
Yeah.
And I'm still quite shocked at the ending. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually wanted Reigns to win. I'm at this point now...
I didn't.
I'm at this point now where I'm getting sick of not having the title on Raw every week. I'm getting sick of only seeing it. I'm actually starting to, agree with what Reigns has been saying. I'm sick to death of the fact that we're only seeing that title 4 times a year because Lesnar's fucking off and he's doing other things, and it's just like he's got privileges. And I actually want Reigns to have the title so he can feud with Joe or someone else, and actually have it so every pay-per-view we've got another title on the line. Because every now and then we're not getting these pay-per-views. We're getting number 1 contenderships and shit. And it's just I'm getting tired of it.
I think this is partly why they're doing the co-brand. Co-hosted pay-per-views now. Every pay-per-view's going to be Raw and SmackDown. So you're going to have at least the WWE Championship there. I think what they're doing, the fact that people are to a degree, I agree, the belt should be on Raw, but the fact that we want it that bad to see it more often adds the prestige it needs, because obviously it's still a newish belt.
I suppose.
So if finally someone does win it and he's full-time on Raw, it's like...
But it's going to be Reigns. I think they're still pushing for it to be Reigns that dethrones him.
I don't...
Unless they decide to go with Strowman.
The fact that he's lost at both the Greatest Rumble and Mania now is like, hopefully they've just canned that idea and someone else...
If they've canned the idea, fine. If that's the way they're going to can the idea and they're not going to be behind Reigns, but I don't believe that that's going to be the case. Yeah, I've got a feeling they're going to sell it like, maybe Reigns isn't as good as you think, and then in a year's time it's going to happen again.
This is happening. Phone again. Sorry. Very unprofessional.
You did a test run.
Yeah. Shut up. Right, I think what it is by all means, if Vince has got in his head that Roman needs to be Universal Champion within these next 12 months, fine, but don't have him beat Brock for it. And I think I'd be more annoyed, even if it was a triple threat that Brock was involved in, if Roman won that. Just have it that someone else beats Brock, and even though everyone will be like, oh, great, Roman can now be the guy who says, I beat the guy who beat Brock, so I'm obviously better than both. Well, you're not, because you can't beat Brock.
Yeah.
Do that. Because I think they're going with the storyline that, Lesnar is Universal Champion, but almost he's taken that belt away from the company. And he'll defend it on his terms. Yeah. So when someone does win it back, it's like, we've got our belt back.
Yeah, it's a big heel move, I suppose. I mean, the match itself, it was alright.
It was okay.
It had a few spots. However...
the ending?
Yeah. He speared him through the cage, and then technically they said that Lesnar hit the floor first. However...
It's 2 feet.
It's 2 feet. And his feet didn't hit the floor.
That's exactly what I
checked it
thought.
like 4 times, and I said, bollocks. I said, if you look at it, he falls down on his back. His feet are in the air, on the grate, not hitting the floor. And the first person to hit the floor with his feet is Reigns.
Yeah.
Reigns' feet hit the floor first. I was like, that's bollocks.
The controversy...
Reigns is the winner.
I like the controversy of that, because they can build up a storyline, mate.
If they decide to do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know whether they... I hope they do, because then at least, like I say, it builds up a storyline. But I'm worried that Lesnar's feet was meant to go and hit first, but they didn't. But they just played with that, just said that was the finish anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that the spot was obviously planned, because as soon as Roman set for the spear, not from a corner, it's like, they're going for that for the cage.
You can tell. You saw the cable tie snap as they went through.
Yeah. So that happened, and then if you look at the replay, because we kept watching the replay, and... they both took a nasty bump, and if you look back...
Reigns' head...
You hear Reigns' head thump the ground.
Yeah, that was
so it's like,
odd.
all right. But if you look at the replay, when Brock's back hits the floor and the cage, and then Roman kind of roars off him, but he's still on the cage, and only one of his feet are touching the floor. So I'm thinking, they're going to say some shit like, during the replays when the camera was somewhere else, Brock actually rolled off and hit the 2 feet on the floor first, while one of Roman's foot was still in the cage. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should. I think it should be storyline-wise, where Roman probably comes out on Raw tomorrow going, all right, I didn't beat Brock Lesnar, but with the footage I've seen, Brock Lesnar didn't beat me.
Yeah, they can run with that.
And then Joe can come out again and just go, look at Roman, make excuses, and just... add fuel to their fire.
I was kind of expecting and hoping that Reigns would win so that we could have him versus Joe for the title. And just as Reigns has got the title, he gets taken away from him by Joe. How much of a heel would Joe be? But we'd be happy at the same time because Joe fucking deserves it. Yeah,
well, this is why I thought... I bet on Joe originally to win the Intercontinental title, because I thought if Roman doesn't win tonight, so it's Universal title for Joe, thinking Joe could defend the Intercontinental title at Backlash against Reigns, but... it looks like it's just going to be a standard rivalry match.
Yeah. There's going to be no insight.
I will say, now the shake-up's been kind of done, I think Joe deserves to hold the Universal title this... oh, wait, no, it was on SmackDown.
No, WWE title.
Yeah, the two people I think, at least, if not both, at least one of them need to hold the belt this year are either Joe or The Miz.
Yeah, I mean, The Miz has been ready for the last year.
Yeah, now that he hasn't got the Mr. with him...
Yeah, I'll be alright with that.
But I think he still needs to somehow do sneaky tactics despite... no, he might have a new Mr. Raj on SmackDown, we don't know.
I would say maybe Maurice will come back soon, but I think it's going to be a while.
Yeah, she's doing lots of things.
Too much for newborn, isn't it?
I was about to say the Ascension could be put under Mrs. Win, but they've shot off to Raw, as of Breezango for some reason. So, they need more character reboots more than anything else, but... Miz might find some on SmackDown. We don't know which one they're going to go, but we're kind of digressing again.
So yeah, stand all right match. I suppose,
it was okay
with a botched and incorrect ending. I suppose
it was. a spot that...
it's a cool spot.
Yeah, cool spot everyone liked.
But it was a kind of wrong ending.
Yeah, controversy creates cash. That's what Eric Bischoff's always said. And
true. And then finally, obviously, we've got the Greatest Royal Rumble where there's 50 entrances. Yeah. And not one of the entrances was anybody else in the other matches, which I was surprised at, considering the amount of entrances. I thought that some of them might make appearances in this Rumble. Because they've done it before. It
was a chance, because I was concerned when it started, because I was thinking, right, they're making this be the Greatest Royal Rumble, but... because there was obviously a normal Royal Rumble, the winner gets the main event of WrestleMania. It seemed a bit redundant that the greatest only got a trophy and a belt.
Well, I was quite surprised about the belt, because the whole time we were building up saying, you're just going to get a trophy. And
the belt just came out of nowhere.
The belt just came out of nowhere. I was like, okay, is that something they have to defend?
But yeah.
I was like, or is it just commemorative? Like, you just win it and stick it in your locker? You know what I mean?
Unless it becomes...
I can't see Braun, sorry, spoiler alert,
Braun.
I can't see him defending that.
Unless it's like going to be an annual thing. Last year, Braun won it, now the belt's up for grabs.
Right, so it switches hands.
Maybe, I don't know. I'd rather they didn't, but...
But the Rumble itself was actually quite enjoyable. Roderick Strong making an appearance, I quite liked. I was glad he appeared. Hornswoggle was...
Hornswoggle, yeah.
Movie did to... Was it,
it was like White Noise.
Was it White Noise? Was it Elias who did it too?
I think so. Or
it was literally like the most smallest drop you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, one thing we did forget, they did touch on the new recruits from Saudi Arabia. They had a thing with Davaris.
Yeah.
They look like they got some talent. Great. I can understand why they put it on the show, so I'll be interested to see what happens with them, probably on NXT.
Right,
so, it's all right. But I was concerned because it didn't seem that much of a big prize. I was expecting Vince to come out and go, this is the Greatest Royal Rumble. If in a normal Royal Rumble you can have the main event of WrestleMania, let's say the winner can have a favour on me or wins $100,000 or at least gets a title match at Money in the Bank or something. But now they're just like, you got a trophy. I was expecting more surprise entrance than
I think so. Ray would have been a surprise entrance if they didn't keep banging on all night beforehand saying he's coming back. Because Sarah didn't have a clue, and obviously, if he doesn't know, my missus' favourite wrestler is Ray.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of thinking, I wonder if Ray's going to come back. And then halfway through the second match, she's like, Rey Mysterio's returning tonight. Oh, cheers!
Well, that's it.
Why tell us? Why tell us?
They ruined it, but put it on the poster as well, along with the Great Khali and Jericho. But everyone kind of knew Jericho was coming, Ollie.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I totally forgot about Jericho. Even though he was there earlier in the night, my mind, I just completely forgot he was even there. And then I was like, well, who's going to be number 50 then? And then he comes out at number 50. And I'm like, Jericho! I was like, shit, I totally forgot. And then you got fucking Owens in the ring. Why are you here? Why are you here?
The thing is, a lot of the smaller mid-carders got their thing. Yeah, you had both the Ascension, you had...
Elias got some good innings as well.
Yeah, you had Epico and stuff. Was it Epico or Primo?
Primo.
One of the colons.
Colons?
That's what they're called! The anal colons. we had one, we had a semicolon. So yeah, I mean, the main thing I took from this, well, number one, I think they should have tried to get more surprises, because with the rumours going, I never really expected The Rock.
That sumo guy, Sumi.
Yeah,
I was just like, alright, why is he there?
Local competitors, fair enough. Some of the rumours were stupid, like, someone said The Rock, because The Rock ain't going to be there. The Prince of Saudi Arabia is a rumour. It's like, get fucked. That ain't happening.
Not happening.
I know they asked Sean and Austin.
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently there was rumours. No. Yeah, so apparently there was rumours for. Yeah, there was rumours for Sean.
It's frustrating.
Why? They've retired.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating for me as well as them. It's like, don't you get what retired means? If I want to come back, I'll ring you. Until then, let's discuss it as red.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
I thought they could maybe get the likes of Goldberg.
Maybe.
One of the main rumours which I thought, I can see that happening, is number 50 being Sting. Because I thought that would be epic if that happened. Cool. Surprise Kane weren't in it. Surprise Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, because I was if there was two to go, it was just Cass and obviously Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
well, he's half Arabic, Sami Zayn.
It's got to be. I'm saying it's got to be. It's got to be Cass and Sami Zayn. They've got to be the last two. Then I know Sami Zayn. What?
Yeah, Sammy's half Arabic, so he probably would have got a spot. Apparently there was a video somewhere on YouTube explaining why he weren't there. Don't know if it was a punishment for something or whatnot, but the one thing I took from this is, if anyone backstage in WWE thinks Daniel Bryan's health is in question, he did so well.
Yeah, he's the longest
hour 16 minutes.
Yeah.
His chest looked.
God.
God!
At the end, I was like, oh my God, just the bruising.
It was down his arm.
Oh yeah, just like, he is battered. He was destroyed, but yeah, he lasted. The Titus thing.
Oh my God, it was the best thing ever. I didn't even the settee laughing.
Honestly, I was pissed. The thing is, the thing that made me laugh even more was the fact that the guys kept replaying it like 4 times, and you could just hear not Saxton, Graham just going.
He was pissing himself.
The thing is, he just couldn't compose himself.
It was one of those things like his music. He went and Titus, it's Titus. You kind of sit back and watch him. See the determination on his face, and it was just perfect timing because he could have tripped up. And then got back up and got in the ring, or he could have tripped up and twisted his head in the ring. No, he just completely disappeared.
Just under the ring.
You see the referee kind of go, what?
Then he just kind of humped his way back out.
Gingerly puts himself back. And after, I was like, no. The thing is, the fact that...
I pretty much missed the next, 40 seconds.
Yeah. We were howling.
I was pissing myself.
The fact that they kept repeating I was thinking, Vince is backstage going, in slow motion. Apparently, there's a t-shirt already in the make.
Is there really?
For Titus World Slide. And I was like, I might even buy that t-shirt.
Oh my God, because
that's his thing from now on.
That's Titus World Slide.
Titus World Slide.
That's incredible. Honestly, that was like one of the best moments of the night.
Yeah.
Because I'd heard about something happening beforehand, and I'd never been more excited to see him come down the ramp.
Oh God, it was amazing. It was
so funny.
So there was a lot. I can't really remember many of the participants.
I mean, like I said, Elias got a lot of people out. Like 4 people he got out.
Yeah.
Who was it got rid of Angle? Was it Corbin? No.
Oh God, it was someone I didn't expect.
Yeah,
it might have been Elias.
It could have been Elias.
It could have been Elias, yeah. So at one point, Angle and Bryan hooked up.
Yeah.
Here we go. Right, dream match.
And then Corbin got rid of.
Corbin got
he
rid
did
of
pretty well, and he got rid of a decent one as well. I can't remember which one it was.
It was a bit of a bummer to have Bryan to get all the way to the end and then get eliminated, but it's like, of course, Big Cass.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as Cass came out, I was like, well, obviously he's been the one to eliminate Bryan because they're building storyline at the minute, so you need more fuel to the fire. Yeah,
I think they're trying to, again, push Cass quicker than he needs to go to put. Fair enough, put him at the last with Strowman. You got the 2 giants, but Cass isn't as monstrous as Braun.
But they need to build him because you've got Strowman on Raw. You need a big guy on.
You do.
So,
but he's only just
when
back.
They see each other. Yeah, I suppose, but I don't mind them building him as another big guy as well because you need one for each brand.
I don't think he was in it, but I'm surprised he wasn't. One guy I wanted to see in it was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he didn't a bit.
He wasn't in it at all. I think there was another NXT guy. Oh yeah, a guy from Heavy Machinery. Tag team in NXT.
Yeah.
But only the one. I thought we might see both partners.
That's the thing, obviously with the amount of participants, as soon as Roderick Strong came out, I thought, are we going to see the rest of them?
Yeah, I thought that. See, I put a cheeky $5 on Kofi Kingston, and I'm going to tell you why. All the other Rumble matches, he has these amazing, just skins the cat, just in front of elimination. I thought, okay, WrestleMania. Yeah, I was thinking WrestleMania main event on the line. Let's give Kofi a Rumble. So I did the.
Yeah, that'll be good. I wouldn't have minded that.
Yeah, so on a Sky bet, $5 would have got £500 back. So when Kofi was in, I was like, go Ferguson! And then Xavier came and helped him. He was like, yes! He's got a chance! And then he got dumped out.
Yeah, that was his moment, wasn't it? When he was holding on to Xavier.
Yeah, they kind of climbed the turnbuckle.
Every time he comes out now, I'm thinking, what can they do next? Because they're running out of ideas.
He always impresses, though. That's the thing.
But some of them are better than others. I think the first few were amazing, but then after that, they're kind of just more funny than anything.
Yeah, you're going to have to...
With this one, it wasn't really amazing. He just held on to Xavier.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to, I don't know, curl up in a ball or something. So he's at his back.
His back's on the floor.
And then Xavier Big E just kind of pick him up.
Or he just hunches on his back.
Just throws over.
Like a turned turtle.
It wouldn't surprise... Because one of the reasons I thought maybe they could have Kofi win is you have the trophy, you can have a storyline like that, his ego gets a bit bigger. And I think at some point this year, I think it might be time for the New Day to break up.
Yeah, we're getting to that point now, and they're not part of the tag titles or anything, so yeah, at some point someone needs to turn heel.
You could have had Big E or Xavier have the jealousy thing over Kofi's trophy, and then just go from there.
I would say if they're going to break him up, it needs to be Big E that turns heel.
He needs to be a monster, as well as Apollo Crews.
Destroy.
Apollo Crews needs to stop smiling.
And then come out suit and tie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't need you guys anymore.
I agree.
Then I'm on to bigger things.
So, yeah, again, I'm not going to remember all 50 participants.
No, we're not going to remember. I mean, Great Khali, that was random.
Yeah.
I can see why they did.
There was a lot. There was the bonus guys like Shane and Kurt.
Shane, I didn't expect. That was quite a surprise. As soon as his music came, I was like, oh! I didn't even consider it. I didn't even think he was going to be in it, to be perfectly honest.
I think he should have been in it at the same time Kurt was, so you'd have the Raw SmackDown thing. But apparently,
I like the fact that they quick stare off with him and Brian. It's like, are they going to team up or are they going to go for it? Because Brian's not a manager anymore. He's a wrestler.
It could be like, he could just betray him.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
It's like, and then obviously he said to Shane, get up and coast to coast this guy, and then he got thrown by Braun into over the top into the table.
Because at one point
maybe that will have some repercussions. Shane will be like, well, this is your fault. If you didn't tell me to get up on the top, it wouldn't have happened.
Was it Braun who got coast to coast?
No, Braun was the one that chokeslammed him and threw him over.
God,
Braun got coast to coast the first time. It was the second time he was coast to coasting Kevin.
Was it okay? So
Brian kept saying, "Do it," and then Braun got hold of him and just threw him over onto the table.
Because I remember at one point there was a double thing on Braun where he got 619 and went straight to an RKO.
Yeah,
so obviously all miserable match as well.
They were teaming up. I quite enjoyed that.
So I knew we'd see a 619 in the match. You have to. You have to see a 619. So.
So the last two, obviously, Cass and Strowman beat him.
I'm alright with that decision.
Yeah, I'm fine with Strowman winning. I don't mind Strowman winning. He's really, really popular right now. Everybody loves him, including the people of Saudi Arabia seem to love him as well.
Yeah, the good coronation of his trophy.
Yeah, Vince is happy with him. It was weird seeing him all smiley and, thank you kind of thing at the end with the trophy and the title.
You have to be respectful.
I know they have to be respectful, but it's weird. If you saw if Kevin Owens won and you saw him doing that, you'd be like, that is fucking weird. You'd be like, no, you expect him to swipe that title off them and go, fuck you, I'm better than all of you. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
I know they've got to be respectful, but it sometimes destroys a bit of character.
Unfortunately, this might be. It's reminded me of a very early Batista when he first went solo, because it had this thing with Batista. He's a nice guy, really. He sign autographs and stuff. But when he was in the ring and someone pissed him off, he just kind of snapped and become beast mode.
Jekyll and Hyde type.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing with Braun, because the Nicholas thing proved that. Of like, I'm with the kids now. Yeah, but as soon as the bell rings, I'm going to rip your head off.
Yeah,
that might be the way. I liked that they did the recall thing at the end, because they used to do that for WrestleManias, where they just have the theme song go and then show just a quick video package of how the night went. Yeah. And I love the fact they had Godsmack. I was like, yes, they got Raw music again!
Godsmack was the theme tune. I was like, even when it popped up saying it was sponsored by it, I thought, it didn't sound like Godsmack to me.
Shinedown.
That's
what my brother said.
It sounded a little bit Shinedown. It wasn't, his voice wasn't as...
They've gone more mainstream.
I suppose, yeah. But I liked it. It was nice. It was a cool track.
It's better than the other shit they used by Pitbull and Flo Rida and shit like that.
Rider,
so it's like, Godsmack, yes. Because as the music started, before they announced it, it was like, I recognise this song. And then it's like, it's fucking Godsmack! Oh, amazing! Because they're one of my favourite bands. So,
I mean,
it was okay.
I think that was a reasonable Rumble main event. Right person won. The rest of the stuff, somewhat standard. Other ones were pretty decent. Other ones, I suppose, a little bit disappointing. Didn't get enough traction. I think it's a mixed bag for
a show. Yeah,
for the most expensive house show they've ever played.
Yeah, for an experiment in another country, I would say it's a complete success.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold out the place. I don't know how... I'm guessing the majority of people there were very pleased with the show. We're not going to include the people in the front row because they seem to just be that, we're here because it's a big occasion. We don't really care about the wrestling.
It's a little bit racist with that voice, but whatever.
I didn't mean to be. It's just a deep voice. Sorry. But yeah, WWE made a lot of money.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good business decision, I suppose.
So yeah, the fact that if it's true they've got Survivor Series later in the year, give WWE another 200 million and maybe we can, I don't know, start using pyro again or spend the money to get better wrestlers. I don't think...
There's a lot of pyro.
They went all out for it. They spent 20 million doing it.
They got all the money, didn't they?
Yeah, and they got 200 million back.
It's because they don't pay tax, isn't it?
Yeah.
The country don't pay tax, so they got shitloads of
tax. The WWE spent the money for pyro. They just went all out.
Oh.
So, yeah, they spent 20 million to do...
some of the princes endorsed some shit, maybe.
They might have. I mean, they did 20 million... Apparently, the show cost 20 million to do, but when you get 200 million back, it's worth the payoff. Yeah. So, yeah, it's... They can spend the money on better wrestlers, better this, better that. I think... Probably first on many people's list is Kenny Omega, but he won't be leaving New Japan anytime soon, I don't think. So, we'll see what goes. I mean, now that's out the way, it does now feel like here with the start of a new year now.
Backlash is next. Is it next week?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Mania's gone.
So you guys are going to be getting another podcast in about a week or two.
A couple of weeks' time, yeah. And this under half-hour thing turned to 50 minutes.
We said under an hour. So
we did say that. I'm sorry.
So fine, we're good. All right, we'll go with star ratings then. So, out of 10. Out of 10, what would you give it? I think we'll go with that for now, because it's a nice amount to pick.
I'll go with 5. Because it didn't blow my mind, but it was still a successful show.
Yeah, I'd say like 5 or 6, maybe. Yeah. I'd give it 6. Yeah,
I nearly went with 6, but I think I needed bigger spots and more storyline moments just to make it a 6. The only spot that really stands out in my head is the cage and Titus falling over.
Yeah, so overall it was 5.5 then.
Yeah, I've got 5.5, yeah.
Okay, so this was our first test run. We hope you guys like it. We're looking to get it on as many podcasting things as we possibly can. Just like, subscribe. Make sure you find us on Twitter as well. Obviously, this is going to be up on the Nerd Bites channel, but it's going to have its own separate Twitter account.
And maybe Facebook.
Seeing how it goes. So just at @AngleSlamPod and you'll find it. So just like, subscribe, and we hope you guys like it, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks to do Backlash.
To talk wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Yes.
So, see you later.
Bye.